Hello everyone, I am Surya Narayanan from grade 10. Today I will be giving you a brief explanation about hemodialysis. Our kidneys are one of the most vital organs needed for survival. They filter blood from nitrogenous waste such as urea and ammonia, and they also maintain a stable blood pressure. Without kidneys, there will be a buildup of toxic waste in our body which will eventually lead to death. So for certain people who have either lost or damaged their kidneys, an artificial kidney or a dialyzer is used to filter their blood. This process of using a dialyzer to filter blood is called hemodialysis. Now let us look at how hemodialysis takes place. Firstly, for creating a safe passageway for entry and exit of blood, a hemodialysis access must be created. This is done by joining one of the arteries to a vein. This is also known as AV fistula. Now let's see how it works. A tube is connected to the hemodialysis axis in the hand to pump in blood through the dialyzer. A pressure monitor and a pump work together to keep the blood flow in a stable condition. In some cases, a blood thinner is used to prevent coagulation of blood inside the tubes. The blood then enters the dialyzer, where a network of selectively permeable tubes filter the waste products into the dialysate solution. Impure dialysate containing the waste is disposed of. The new dialysate solution is pumped in to replace the impure one which was just disposed. Next, an air trap removes air bubbles which can be harmful if entered into the bloodstream. Then the pure blood is pumped back into the hemodialysis axis for circulation. Hemodialysis has saved 90% of people with acute or chronic kidney failure, which would have otherwise resulted in loss of precious life. Thank you.
Hi, I am K. Vighneshwaran of grade 10. Today we are going to see about dialysis. Concept of dialysis. If the one kidney is damaged or removed, then another kidney is fulfilled to fulfill the needs of the excretory needs. If both the kidneys are damaged and both the kidneys are removed, such a patient requires a dialysis process because the kidney is the unit which filtrate the nitrogenous waste such as urea. There are the types of dialysis. There are two types of dialysis: hemodialysis and peritoneal dialysis. Hemodialysis. In this type of dialysis, the patient blood from the patient goes directly through the dialysis machine, where the blood is purified and sent again to the patient body. Peritoneal dialysis. The peritoneal dialysis is done by a surgical method where the catheter is implanted in the stomach. The catheter is implanted in the stomach. The fluid called as dialysis fluid, which is sent to the peritoneal membrane of our body, where the dialysis fluid drains the nitrogenous waste. Advantage of dialysis. Dialysis can be carried out even at home. The advantage of the peritoneal dialysis is they are less bulky than hemodialysis and easy to carry all the way. Unlike the peritoneal dialysis, hemodialysis is not carried out every day. Kidney and difference between kidney and artificial kidney. Kidney is a natural organ in the human being which filtrates the blood in our body. It is artificial kidney. It is a device to remove the nitrogenous waste from our body such as urea and nitric acid through the process of dialysis. The blood that passes through a malleolinia body and rental tubes during filtration. Patient blood is passed through a numbers of tube, a semi-permeable tube lining suspended in a tank filled with dialysis. Hope you understand the concept of dialysis. Thank you.
Hi all, I am Amrutashni of grade 10 and I am going to explain you about polymers. Polymers are macromolecules formed by the chemical bonding of large number of smaller molecules or repeating units which are called monomers. A basic example of a polymer is polyethylene. It is formed from a monomer ethylene and has high density. Many of the polymeric materials have chain-like structures that represents polymers.
Types of polymers on the basis of origin. It is divided into three types: natural polymers, semi-synthetic polymers, and synthetic polymers. Natural polymers. Natural polymers occur in nature and they can be extracted, and they are basically liquid type. So the examples of naturally occurring polymers are silk, wool, DNA, cellulose, and proteins. Starch is a example of a natural polymer, and its monomer is glucose. And proteins is a polymer, and it is derived from a monomer of 1000 alpha amino acids. Semi-synthetic polymers. Semi-synthetic polymers are quite similar to natural polymers. Natural polymers are only derived from natural resources, but semi-synthetic polymers are also derived from natural resources, but it undergoes certain chemical modifications. As we see an example, cellulose is a naturally occurring polymer as we saw before. Cellulose on acetylization with acetic anhydride and sulfuric acid. In the presence of sulfuric acid, it forms cellulose polymers. Synthetic polymers. These polymers, which are prepared in the laboratory, are known as synthetic polymers. Nylon belongs to the synthetic polymer family and it is known as polyamides. And polyvinyl chloride, PVC, it is used in many construction sites and it's used in making electrical equipments. So the monomer for polyvinyl chloride is vinyl chloride. Types of polymers, which is based on the structure of the monomer chain. It is divided into three types, namely linear chain, branched chain, and cross-linked chain. Linear chained polymers. A linear polymer is a macromolecule made out of many monomer units arranged in a straight line. So they are tightly packed, the density is high, melting and boiling point is higher, and it has a very simple structure. Branch chained polymers. They are macromolecules which are made from a polymerization of monomers, and it has loosely packed, density is low. It is the melting and the boiling point is lower. It has a complex structure. And these properties of branch chained polymers is drastically different from linear polymers. Examples are starch, glycogen, etc. Cross-linked polymers. A cross-linked polymer is a macromolecule that has covalent bonds between the polymer molecules. They do not melt at high temperature and they are basically soft materials. Example, bakelite.
Impact of polymers on the environment. Air pollution. The non-biodegradable waste which are disposed in landfills are very harmful. So we can either try to dispose in two ways. One way is when we bury it underground, it disturbs the groundwater and it makes it impure. But when we burn it, it is released many gases such as carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, etc. So when they are mixed with the air, it makes difficult for survival for any living organisms. Water pollution. Factories which are set up at the adjacent of the sea, they make a lot of polymers which gives out many waste which are disposed in water and disturbs marine life, and it leads to climate change and acid rain that we are facing right now. Occupational hazards. It is estimated that the workers which are working in the polymer industry are revealed to have certain health hazards which leads to liver cancer, mainly when they work in polymer industry. As we have seen how polymers affect the environment, let us see two preventive measures. The first preventive measure is photodegradation. When plastics are kept under sunlight, the sunlight absorbs the chemicals in the plastic and makes it biodegradable and it can be disposed easily than before. Recycling of plastics. When the plastics are broken down into small chunks, they are released in large hydraulic tanks. These hydraulic tanks absorb chemicals from the plastics and the chemicals which are absorbed remains in the hydraulic tank, but when the plastics are released out, they release as a mold which can be recycled for some other purposes. Thank you.
Hi all, I'm Abdul Kalam of grade 10 from Marg Vidhyalaya school. The most trending news of last week was NASA enters the solar atmosphere for the first time, bringing new discoveries. Did really NASA enter and touch the sun's surface? How did the probe manage to bear that much heat? We shall answer these questions and have a deep insight into the mission in this video. First, did really NASA succeed in touching the sun? For this, we have to plunge in to look at the structure of the sun. The first layer is the photosphere, which is a visible layer from Earth. Next, we have the corona layer, which is the outermost boundary of the solar atmosphere. The temperature in corona is far higher than that of sun's surface. Next, we have the alpha critical surface, which is the point where the forces of attraction are weak. After this point, the solar particles gush out with so much speed, reaching up to 800 km per second. Does sun really have a surface? No. Sun is a superheated ball of solar particles held by gravity and magnetic forces. So the probe managed to enter through the corona and into the alpha critical surface. Next, we shall look about how did the probe manage to bear this much heat. There are 4 factors. First is heat shield, which comprises of white ceramic layer which reflects most of the heat. Next, carbon coating which is superheated. Next is carbon 4, which is 97% air, thus giving the heat shield its lightweight and robustness. Next, we have our cooling system. As in car, the probe has radiators. Next, we have the auto correction system. The probe is equipped with solar limb sensors. What are they? They help the probe to align itself so that the white shield always faces towards the sun, thus maintaining the inside of the probe at a constant room temperature, while the temperatures outside can reach up to 1460 degrees Celsius. At last, we have heat is not the same as temperature. Yes, you heard me right. Heat is the energy transfer, while temperature is the measure of it. Though the corona is very hot, the density of the particles is fairly low. So the heat outside the probe is manageable in the corona layer. Next, we shall look at the achievements of the probe. First, it is the first mission named after a living person, Dr. Eugene Newman Parker, an astrophysicist. Next, it is the fastest spacecraft ever built, reaching up to 5 to 7 lakh km per hour. Next, it has broken the record of the previous record holder, Helios 2 spacecraft, because it has the capability of going 3.8 million miles closer to the sun during its last 3 flybys. It has completed only 8 flybys out of the 24 planned ones. So the discoveries are: first one, it has traced the origin of switchbacks. What are switchbacks? Switchbacks are the S-shaped or zigzag magnetic structure that arise from the photosphere. It has discovered that they arise from the gaps, that is the space between the convection cells called supergranules. Next, it has found that the switchbacks contain a high percentage of helium gas. So these are the discoveries of the solar probe. As said before, it has only completed 8 flybys out of the 24 planned ones. There are many mysteries waiting to be unleashed. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Kamlika of grade 10. I'm here to tell some interesting and unknown facts about medicines. Today we'll see about mainstream medicine, complementary medicine, alternative medicine, modern medicines and traditional medicine. Medicines are chemicals or compounds used to cure, halt, or prevent diseases or ease symptoms. Medicine is one of the most important and essential things in today's world, and the overall medical knowledge demonstrated a steady upward growth curve which is saving many lives in the present world. Medicines are of different types. Some of them are liquid, tablet, capsules, topical medicines, drops, inhalers, and injections. Mainstream medicine. Allopathic medicine is a term used for modern or mainstream medicine. The word allopathy comes from Greek allos, meaning opposite, and pathos, meaning to suffer. Mainstream medicines are also called as conventional medicine, mainstream medicine, Western medicine, orthodox medicine, and biomedicine. Allopathy is the most common form of medication. To treat patients in allopathic way, medical doctors and other healthcare professionals are licensed to practice. In allopathic way, treatment is done with medication, surgery, radiation, and other therapies. Complementary medicine. Let us take an example of acupuncture. We use acupuncture to lessen some side effects of cancer treatment. This is called as complementary medicine. Complementary medicine is used along with standard medical treatment but is not considered by itself to be a standard treatment. Complementary medicines are most commonly used along with mainstream medicines. These include homeopathy, naturopathy, Chinese medicine, and Ayurveda. Alternative medicines. Let us take another example of using a special diet to treat cancer instead of using cancer drugs that are prescribed. These are known as alternative medicines. Alternative medicines are used instead of standard medical treatment. Some of the alternative medicines are acupuncture. Acupuncture is a traditional Chinese medicine technique that uses needles to stimulate specific points around the body. The person who performs this therapy sticks thin, sterile needles into your skin. The goal is to help your body's natural healing process. Studies show that acupuncture can be effective in treating a number of conditions like neck and back pain, depression, insomnia, and many more. Chiropathic medicine. This practice focuses on body structure, mainly spine and how it functions. A trained professional uses different techniques to adjust your spine or other parts of your body so that they are in proper form. This goal of chiropathic medicine is to ease pain, improve body function, and help your body to heal itself. Much of the research around it has focused on low back pain. Herbal medicine. This alternative therapy uses parts of plant like roots, leaves, berries, or flowers to heal the body. According to the World Health Organization, an esteemed 80% of people around the world use herbal medicine. Studies show certain herbs are effective in treating a number of health issues like allergies, fatigue, and many more. Ayurvedic medicine. Ayurveda is one of the world's oldest medical systems. It started in India more than 3000 years ago and is still widely used in that country. Those who use it rely on herbs, special diets, and unique practices to treat illness. Let us see the difference between modern medicine and traditional medicines. Modern medicines mostly tend to be the same for many, but it varies only with body weight and severity of the disease. But in case of traditional medicines, each patient has a different combination of herbs. In modern medicines, chemical combinations are used to prepare modern medicines, but in traditional medicines, plants, herbs, and seeds are used, which are natural products. In modern medicine, we can get an immediate relief within 5 to 6 doses, whereas in traditional medicines, we have to consume it for a long period of time to get the results. Modern medicines just suppress the pain, for instance, and whereas in traditional medicines, we most probably get a complete cure for a problem. Modern medicines, when consumed beyond the limit, can cause side effects, but traditional medicines mostly do not give side effects. My motive for choosing this topic is that in recent times, even if we get a minor headache or a runny nose, we immediately consume tablets by not even knowing it's not the cure. We eat junk, we get sick, and we eat medicines. Instead, we can eat healthy, do exercise, and stay healthy. Then why would we need medicines? Food is our first medicine, so eat healthy and stay healthy. Thank you.
Hi all, good morning. I am NS Yukeshram of grade 10 from Marg Vidhyalaya. Transportation is a very big boon for us today. All our tasks are accomplished by this. These engines help us to go to all the places that we wish to go. Have you ever wondered how these engines work? Well, I am going to explain you about it. There are many systems in an engine, such as fuel system, inlet system, exhaust system, etc. But the main system is the cylinders and pistons. All other systems work together to make these pistons function properly. These pistons work in a 4-stroke cycle. First stroke, intake. The piston goes down with the inlet valves open, where the fuel air mixture is sent into the cylinder. The second stroke, with all the valves closed, the piston comes all the way up, compressing the fuel air mixture. In third stroke, a spark plug ignites the compressed fuel air mixture, which intends the piston to go down. In the fourth stroke, the pistons come up with the exhaust valve open, and the combusted air fuel mixture is exhausted. Now, let's see a model of a 4-cylinder engine of a car. The pistons are connected to a crankshaft, a rod that is connected to the transmission box. The 1 full revolution of the crankshaft is referred to 1 RPM. By this, they calculate the rotation per minute. For smooth power delivery, the pistons take turn in firing. The order of the pistons firing in a 4-cylinder engine of a car is 1, 3, 4 and 2. There are many other types of engines such as V6, V8, W12, W16. Hope you all know the functioning of an engine. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is G. Mahant of grade 10 studying in Marg Vidhyalaya. My project is about radar system. The aim of this Arduino radar project is to achieve an radar system prototype based that works on an Arduino board that detects moving and stationary objects. This radar system can be used to detect aircraft, ships, spacecraft, motor vehicles and weather formations. This radar system was developed into practical technology by British scientists and engineers in 1930s. This new equipment called radar would play a major role in Second World War and in subsequent conflicts. Before the invention of radar, parabolic sound mirrors were used experimentally as early warning devices by military air defense forces to detect incoming enemy aircraft by listening for the sound of their engines. How does radar work? The word radar means radio detection and ranging. Radar is an object detection system that uses microwaves to determine the range, altitude, direction, and speed of objects within about a 100-mile radius of their location. The radar antenna transmits radio waves or microwaves that bounce off any object in the air path. Due to this, we can easily determine the object in the radar range. Materials required: Arduino Uno board, servo motor, ultrasonic sensor, and jumper wires. What is ultrasonic sensor? An ultrasonic sensor is a proximity sensor that is used to measure the distance of a target or object. It detects the object by transmitting ultrasonic waves and converts the reflected waves into an electrical signal. It has two main components, the transmitter and receiver. These sensors are mostly found in automobile self-parking technology and anti-collision safety systems. Also used in robotic obstacle detection systems, manufacturing technology, and many more. What is servo motor? The servo motor is a simple DC motor that can be controlled for specific angular rotation with the help of additional servo mechanism. The servo motor is a closed loop mechanism that uses positional feedback to control the speed and position. Nowadays, servo motors are widely used in industrial and robotics applications. They are also commonly used in remote control toy cars, RC planes, and in the CD or DVD player. Besides these, we see hundreds of applications in our daily life that use a servo motor. Let's see the working model of prototype based radar system. This is the working model of radar system. The ultrasonic sensor senses the objects in front of it and it shows red in the screen. When there is no object in front of it, it shows green. It also shows the distance from the object. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Surya Narayan from grade 10. My project is about steam engine. Steam engine was introduced by Thomas Savery in 1698. Thomas Savery was born on 1650 and he died in 1715 in London. What is steam engine? Steam engine is a machine that converts the heat energy of steam into mechanical energy. The main purpose of steam engine is to prevent power, and it is the first generation of trains. Now let's see how it works. This tin has contained of water and I have connected this tin to a syringe and the end of the syringe to the CD. So if it heats, inside the water produce steam and it goes to the syringe and it started pumps. If it started pumps, it will be rotating. This is the process of steam engine and it is an example of steam engine. Thank you.
Hi all, this is Shrike Temari. We are going to see why water is important. So let's begin. So for making these things to be tight and make you all to understand about why water is important, here are the topics you are going to see and I will make you clearly understand by the end of the slide. So let's go. So basically why we vote. So but first you need to know about what is vote. So vote is like people decision and opinion ratings will vote for everything. The majority of it will be considered as the win. Anything it can be. And your vote should be concerned that it should make you worthful and make you that the vote of you is concerned, or else it can make you regretful. This is basically what vote is. So the main reason for vote here we are talking is about elections, because most of the times we hear this vote word in elections. So elections are concerned more because elections are basically taking 4 to 5 years minimum, because the government runs for minimally this much time. So let's go for the other slide to know where we can learn. So basically in our Indian elections, it's conducted by ECI, which is Election Commission of India, and it comes under Article 324 and Ministry of Law and Justice is in charge of it. They basically conduct free and fair elections which can even prevent dirty politics like bribery, fraud, corruption, these things. And here we mostly see about CM and PM elections. PM is elected for Lok Sabha and CM is elected for Legislative Assembly. Rajya Sabha, the party would be given MLA or the MP for the ticket. Here is basically like MP or MLA is contested, it's very indirect and there's not like directly voting for CM or PM. That CM or PM also can be considered as MLA or MP. So here also votes are concerned. So how are voting way, as you know, we should vote as a MLA or MP. And in India, it's not that direct. CM, PM candidates. And the majority of it can be forming into a government. And here coalition also takes a part. Suddenly, if a majority party comes into it and suddenly their coalitions, they form the government. If the coalition lifts apart, the majority party comes into power. As you know, where CM and PM are contested. So in other countries, it's very direct. They vote in ballot instead of EVMs. EVMs, electoral voting machines, which we use in India, mostly can be also manipulated, can be cheated. But here ballots are honest. And here three candidates will be contested. A candidate from a Republican, a candidate from a Democratic Party, a candidate who is independent. Here the elections are mostly free and fair and 100% safe, making you vote for president and voting in a natural way. Here there is no manipulation, no corruption, safely. So interesting topic one is our Indian elections campaigning. So our campaigning is basically on 2 months. They make promises and wishes and all, which may be unsuccessful also in future, but they will change their promises and they can change it viciously. They will take most of the promises here, but they are behind. There is a powerful role here. The powerful role is political strategist. The political strategist we are going to talk about Prashant Kishore. He used many tactics like vicious promises, sympathies and technology. Sympathies like injuries and technological ads. In many of the elections, he used these ads and sympathies to win the elections at any extent. He is still coming in future as a political strategist and making other parties to also win like this. How we want now. So my concern is that we should vote an educated person and we should make our vote to be safe. Please vote an educated person. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ananya. I'm from 10th grade. I'm going to explain you about gene therapy. So gene therapy is a method on operation which involves the defective ones and replaces with the new genes. So genes contains DNA, which are the blueprint or codes of our life, which carries from our ancestors to present generations. So there are two types of gene therapy: somatic gene therapy and then germline gene therapy. Both are effective ones which helps in replacing the genes. So gene therapy replaces the fault genes and adds the new gene in an attempt to cure the disease, which is very helpful. And gene therapy holds the promise for treating a wide range of diseases such as cancer, fibrosis, heart disease, diabetes and AIDS. So the gene therapy techniques in cancer treatment are enhancing the immune response, blocking the protection of cancer cells, pro-drug gene therapy to enhance cancer treatment. So gene therapy are nowadays very helpful for replacing the genes. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Vidya from Grade 10. Can you guess what planet is this? Yes, it is Mars. So I'm going to tell interesting facts about Mars. So Mars, as we all know, is the fourth planet in the solar system and is the second smallest planet after Mercury. And it is known as the Roman god of war. As we all know, Mars is a terrestrial planet which has craters, volcanoes, mountains and polar ice on it. So Olympus Mount is the highest mountain and volcano in the entire solar system. And you see, it is 6 miles and 24 kilometers high. You know, it's 3 times than the Mount Everest. So you can't imagine that. So water on Mars. Is there water on Mars? Yes, but it does not exist in the water pure liquid form. It exists in the ice form, in the northern plains and the southern poles, that is known as polar ice. So as we all know, see, almost all water on Mars today exists as ice. So, and can we drink that water? No, it's highly toxic. We can't drink that water. And climate at Mars, so it has the most dust storms in the entire solar system, and which it reaches the speed over 160 km per hour. So you see, this is the Mars before and after. Because of dust, it has become like this. So these are some of the rovers or satellites which had first reached Mars. So this is Mariner 9, which was launched successfully in May 13. It became the first artificial satellite of Mars. And you see, this is Mars Pathfinder, was a US spacecraft which was a roving probe on Mars on 1997. And over 5 years, NASA has launched 5 rovers to Mars. Thank you.
Hi, I am Ashraf. I am studying class 10. I am going to explain you about projector. The material I have used for making these projectors are a box, a pipe and a lens. Now I am going to explain you what is a projector, advantages and disadvantages of projector and the uses of projectors.
A projector is an output device that is capable of connecting to a computer, which may be another option for a monitor or a television in terms of displaying pictures to a large number of people. It takes image generated by a Blu-ray players or a computer and projects them into a large surface like a wall or white screen. Projectors comes in many shapes and sizes and are used in conditions like classrooms, home cinemas, office trainings. Commonly, projectors comes a few inches tall and above a foot long and wide. They may be portable and freestanding and can be mounted on ceiling. Ceiling mounted projectors comes in a large size with a long distance like 30 feet or more. The main applications of these kinds of projectors are places of worship, conference room, classroom. Uses of projectors. Projectors can be used to project video, slides and image into a screen and also used in business meeting, conference and classroom. The main applications of projectors used in daily life are given below: education and classroom, home theatre, advertising and art installation. Advantages of projectors. There are various benefits of projectors in different fields. They convert big and clear image projection and better for eyes health, as you can watch any picture or video clearly on the screen from appropriate distance to the screen. In modern times, there is no better way.
Everyone, today we are going to see DC motor working with comfortable equipment. DC motor is a device which converts electrical energy to mechanical energy and then it converts to rotational force. DC current motor works on the principle of Fleming's left hand rule when a current carrying conductor placed in the magnetic field. If the direction of current in a wire is reversed, then the direction of the rotation is also reversed. Let's see DC motor. So this is the adapter of 1 ampere which is very comfortable for this DC motor, and this is the adapter, this is a cable which all cables have 4 wires. So for DC motor we need only 2 important wires which are red and blue. We removed 2 wires which are green and white. So let's see, we are fixing this and plugging in the, so we fixed this and this is the DC motor, and so we will on the switch and it is working. For seeing easily we will keep this paper on this. Now we will on the switch and it is working. So we will restart it. So thank you for seeing.
क्या